welcome back to the channel. My name is Breezy, and it's an honor to be serving you up some good stuff. Anyway, so today we are going to be going over the history, diving into the story of Xelthar, the forgotten deity. So stay tuned, keep watching, and you're in for a treat. Bye! Xelthar was once a god of knowledge, forgotten wisdom, and cosmic balance, revered by an ancient civilization known as the Unearthing. A people who believed that understanding the past was the key to shaping the future. Temples dedicated to him were filled with vast libraries, sacred artifacts, and celestial maps detailing the mysteries of the universe. Unlike warlike deities who thrived on conquest, Xelthar's power was rooted in memory and enlightenment. He granted visions of the past and glimpses of possible futures to those who sought his favor. But power based on knowledge is dangerous. The ruling empires feared that his worshippers had access to the truths and that could unravel their control. Thus, they sought to erase him. His temples were burned, his scriptures were rewritten, and his name was forbidden to be spoken. Without believers to sustain him, Xelthar began to fade, his form becoming a mere shadow in the fabric of reality. Xelthar is neither vengeful nor benevolent. He is melancholic, yet driven, a god abandoned by time, yet still seeking purpose. He does not rage against those who fought him. Instead, he mourns the loss of the knowledge and wisdom that perished with his temples. Though he once held the power to alter fate itself, he now lingers between realms, a silent observer of a world that has moved on without him. Despite his sorrow, Xelthar is not entirely resigned to his fate. He is obsessed with finding ways to be remembered again, whether through cryptic visions sent to the scholars, whispers in the wind that guide lost souls to ancient ruins, or influencing those who unknowingly carry remnants of his past. The downfall of Xelthar. His end was not a dramatic battle, but rather a slow erasure. As empires rose and fell, his followers dwindled, and his name was removed from sacred text. The final blow came in the last high oracle of Xelthar. A woman named Xelthar was executed for her heresy. With her death, the last spoken prayer to Xelthar faded into silence, and the god himself became a phantom of the void, drifting in the forgotten echoes of time. But legends never truly die. Some believe the fragments of his power remain hidden in ancient ruins, waiting for a seeker to rediscover his name and rekindle his divine presence. Those who claim to have dreamed of him describe a tall, shadowed figure standing before a vast cosmic library, reaching out a clawed hand as if inviting them to uncover what was lost. The return of Xelthar, the forgotten awakens. Though erased from history, a god is never truly dead, only dormant, waiting for remembrance. For Xelthar to return, something must break the seal of his oblivion, stirring his essence back into existence. Throughout history, remnants of Xelthar's power have been hidden away, artifacts infused with fragments of his divine essence. These relics scattered across ancient ruins contain the last echoes of his influence. The Obsidian Codex, a tomb said to hold the last recorded prayer to Xelthar. If read aloud, it could reunite the connection between him and the mortal realm. The Astral Keystone, a celestial artifact that, when placed in the ruins of his greatest temple, would open a gateway to his prison. The Eye of Ruda, a gemstone that allows its wielder to glimpse the realm of forgotten gods, bridging the gap between existence and oblivion. The Rise of the Dreamers. Some say Xelthar whispers to those sensitive to forgotten truths, artists, writers, and philosophers who dream of strange symbols of lost cities may unknowingly be vessels for his return. As more people unknowingly invoke his name, through stories, symbols, or subconscious visions, his essence regrows. If enough dreamers across the world piece together his name and knowledge, their collective belief could serve as the spark that reignites his divinity. The Prophecy of the Forgotten Eclipse. The ancient Unearthing text spoke of celestial events, the eclipse of the vanished sun, when the planets align. In a way that mirrors the night Xelthar was forgotten, the veil between realms will weaken. If a ritual is performed at the ruins of his last temple during this rare event, his essence could be restored. The ritual required a mortal willing to serve as his first oracle, a sacrifice of knowledge, such as the burning of rewritten history, symbolizing the undoing of his erasure. an offering of starlight channeled through an ancient celestial artifact. If completed successfully, Xelthar would not return as he once was, but as a god reborn, shaped by the modern world's understanding of him. If all else fails, Xelthar has one final contingency. Deep within the void, where he drifts, there is one last whisper, a name, a memory, a fragment of himself, waiting to be spoken. If a single person remembers him, truly, deeply remembers, then the process of his return begins. This can manifest in small ways at first. Ancient texts appearing in places they should not exist. Statues of him reappearing, their stone eyes glowing faintly. Mysterious visions plaguing those who seek lost knowledge. Until at last, he stands once more. Not as a forgotten god, but as a deity reborn in the minds of those who refuse to let him fade. As we close, the question remains, will he rise again? The return of Xelthar is not guaranteed, but the seeds of his revival already exist. Thanks everyone for tuning into the show today. As we had learned, there's so much about him and his history that he experienced along with giving back to the world, and it's unfortunate that he hasn't been represented in the best light, especially with how much talent, how much history he really gave us, what his interests are, especially the story about his return. You can't tell me that didn't get you in your feels, right? It definitely did me, because we should really start to respect history more than we do and not forget it. You know, a lot of people this day and age want to tell us, oh, it's just the past, forget about the past, you don't need to remember whatsoever, move on. But when you do that, you lose the integrity of what we really have experienced in society. So I hope you take with you this beautiful story throughout your day, throughout your life, and just keep searching, keep learning, and don't forget, never forget. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe, take care. Bye.